Okay, so it's been a couple of months since we last talked, and I wanted to talk about a couple things. I'm going to show you a video in 1 second because I had been talking about rain diverters and how I was actually having a company come in and add some gutters and rain diverters. So I'm going to show you a video real quick of what it was before that rain diverter was installed right here at the corner of the house, and then also one right here about center of the frame. So let me show you that video real quick. Okay, so what was happening is, as I told you in the last video, is water was coming down the roof line, coming down the ridge line, and then it was dumping over the sides. So I had rain diverters put there. It actually rained last night, and they're looking really good. It worked perfectly as intended. Same thing for the one over here as well. I also came in, and remember in the last video I said about 12 square inches or 1 square foot of moderate rain for about half an hour is about half an inch to an inch of rain. So I actually had them put gutters here and here. They'd originally not done it, I assume, just because it was a small area, but it actually dumps quite a bit of water off, and they put a new downspout, and then they tied it into the corner because there was one here, but it stopped at the corner. But you would be amazed at how much water actually comes down and comes out of that that extension I put on for all these. So the extensions are done, and then let me go around the front and I will show you what we were talking about before. Okay, as you'll notice, the tree is gone. So I'm going to talk about that when I get into security and landscape and security video, and I called it that because it kind of has to do with both. But I planted some new trees here. In the last video, we also talked about the drip line and that sort of thing. Well, I wanted to frame the house. These will end up getting about 15 feet tall. And again, I'm going to get into more of the security, but their circumference is only about, or the diameter is only about, 3 feet around. So they'll be nice and tall and go all the way up to the roof, but the roots will not impede on the foundation of the house, because even though it looks like it's going to grow, but I left 6 inches between the maximum growth line and the trees. But the gutter extensions are working as intended. They're working really good. Since I planted these trees, I need to kind of re-level this, so that'll be done when I end up taking this stump out in the spring. It's like middle of summer now, and it's like super hot. So I'll take care of that, and then I'm going to regrade this when I replant this whole area. Again, I'll get into that more, but this was the original one that was here, but I had them add one here. Nope, I'm sorry. Take that back. I had them add one here and then one here, and this is now working as intended. I've watched it a couple of rains where we had some pretty heavy rain, and I'm seeing nothing coming down and past the gutter and overrunning it into here. So I think we fixed that issue. I also had them add, there was one here, but I had to add one here as well, so it wasn't overrunning here before it came down, and it wasn't overrunning there. So that is now working as intended. And then I've added these extensions here, working perfectly. In fact, it rained really heavy yesterday, and we had no further issues that I could tell. I brought this one off of here when I replanted it straight off, so now the water comes out and then flows down the driveway to the street. I had them add another rain diverter here, so it's no longer dumping onto the pad in front of the garage. And then here there was not a gutter, so I had them add one here and extend it in and then tie it into where it was originally here. They ended up adding a second downspout because the length all the way here and all the way down, it was too much of a distance and an angle, so they added one here, so now it's draining properly. And I'll show you a quick little video of it was dripping from this corner Those guys were super great. They did the work. They didn't add the... They came back, they fixed this, and then they put the downspout in and did not charge me a dime for labor or for that. So this is what I'm talking about. Quality contractors. And I'm going to talk about this in another video if I haven't already published it yet. But this is a contractor that stands behind his work. That's great to work with. I'll probably put a link down below for this company because those guys are awesome. Quality work, stood by their work, fixed an issue, didn't charge me anything. Just high quality contractors. So that's the kind of people that you want to look for, is people that take pride in their work. So good job to them. So anyway, they added that one, and then I've got a small extension that comes out here. I need to bring this further out. I'm actually waiting. I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there. I'm going to bring it further out and down. But with that little bit amount of rain coming out, it's not nearly the same amount as that was coming from the total roof line down here and then coming out and dumping here, right? So there's a little bit of water that comes there, not nearly the amount that was coming here, so I'm not too worried about it, but I do want to extend it a little bit further out away from the house. But I've come out here when it was raining really heavy with an umbrella and checked it, and there was very little water coming out. The majority of the water was coming out of this main one from the main roof. So I'm completely okay with that because I was taking the main water out. As you can see here, it's, if you remember right, even with the little kickoff extension, it was only coming to here, and this is another 3.5, almost 4 feet onto the yard. And yes, it is a bit of a pain to mow around, but it's working as intended. This area is so much drier than it used to be. The water is coming here and flowing away, so this is not, gets a little bit wetter, but it's staying nice and dry for the most part, as expected, and getting it away from that foundation. So it's working exactly as I've intended it, and that is awesome. Again, this kind of kicks out a little bit further, but it's in line with the other one, and we've got that nice extension. Again, slightly pain to mow around, not a big deal when I'm saving my foundation. Same thing here and here. So why are these two a little bit further out than this one? Because obviously there's a corner of the house here, so I'm still getting it away from that foundation, and it's working perfectly. So, and the last thing is, it's been a couple months. It's, you know, summer, as I said, it's just been really hot lately, but in general, it rained really heavy last night. This ground is perfect. I'm not squishing in it. I'm not sinking in it. It's drying out. See if I can get my foot in there. Before, this was just straight mud when it was like it was before. So I don't think I'm going to end up having to put in French drains. As you can see, maybe if you remember the original video, this was pretty bare. I've still got a little bit of a bare spot here, but the reason this whole area was bare here was because it was staying so wet, it was getting root rot, and the grass wasn't able to grow. Well, look at it now. It's filling in with grass here. It's filling in with grass. That's almost completely filled in. So yeah, I am super happy with the outcome just by redirecting the water flow here and in the front into areas that are now getting natural sun and keeping the majority of the water out from here. So perfect. Exactly the way it should be. Super happy with the result. I hope you learned something out of this. This is kind of the conclusion of this little series. I'm going to start getting into other series in a little bit, and I hope you learned something out of that too. But thanks for watching.